Man, this anime is just beginning and it already broke me. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're wondering where I have been, I talked a little bit about it in my previous video as well as on my Discord, so you guys can check those out to see what the heck was happening with me in the past few days. Anyways, today's going to be on Japan Sinks 2020, an anime that it released last week on Netflix. It is all out, completely out in Netflix, so you guys can watch it completely if you guys want. I watched the first 2 episodes, and oh my gosh, it wrecked me. And I watched 2 episodes to give my first impression. So I was gonna watch 3, but I think 2 is it was a good point to stop. Now, before I continue, I will say at the end of the episode, towards the end of this video, I will talk about a big spoiler. So I can't say it more than once. If you don't want anything to be spoiled, don't watch past this beginning point, because at the second half of this video, I will talk about some details that might mess it up for you guys. So, anyways, before I continue, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. I am trying to reach 3,400. We're about a third away. So get me there, guys. It will be awesome to get there before the month ends. Also, guys, if you want to further support me, you guys can always follow me on social media, or just join my Discord and we can talk more about anime there. So you guys can watch more first impression videos in my channel that are coming out this week, as well that came out last week, so check those out as well. Lastly, I already said it, spoiler alert, I am warning you, this is a true spoiler alert. Okay, the first I'll start with the stuff that some people can learn without being spoiled, and that is the animation. The animation is very similar to the animation that we saw in Devilman Crybaby. It's different. A lot of people see it as a masterpiece. And then there's the other half of people that think it's garbage. Right? There's like a division between how good or how bad this animation is. I think myself, it all depends how it's used, and I think how it was used in this anime, it was well done. So I will say the animation is not the typical animation that a lot of people are used to. The characters are not built to attract the eye, but to just showcase that this is a person. And by that, I mean that they look like people. They don't look like, ridiculous. I'm a 14-year-old, but I look like I'm 21, right? That's not how this anime is. Anime is purely based on its plot, and it's a great one, guys. General idea of the plot, for those that want to watch without spoilers, the general idea of the plot is basically we start off with regular people just having their regular day. Some are working construction, girls getting ready for a match, or in school when it comes to cross country running, a lady's returning back from overseas in an airplane, and there's a boy playing video games in his home. Now, we later find out that all these people are related. They're actually a family, but at the beginning they're just by themselves. They're doing their own things, right? Eventually, there is a small tremor, and then there's this huge earthquake afterwards that it's massive. Things break, buildings fall apart, people are lost. And the girl sprints home to find that her house is empty. She can't find her brother. Her brother's eventually found, and he's bleeding. Doesn't know, he has wrapped his eye, and she doesn't know what the heck is going on. And eventually they find their dad, and their dad is the one that unravels his eye and see what happened. And basically, he cut himself in the eyelid, and his dad staples it like a beast. And then mom shows up eventually. Her plane crashes in a river, and she ends up swimming, and eventually they all just kind of find each other, and it's a very beautiful moment. Now, the anime itself is essentially them moving to a place where they can be rescued, and I'm gonna assume that's most of the anime. They are in a group of survivors, and essentially people are left behind because they have different ideas of where they're going to be rescued. Everyone's looking online for information, and one of the ones that they've noticed is that Japan seems to be sinking into the ocean. They noticed that there's areas that were over flooded and they weren't being drained out, and they're wondering what the heck is going on. So the media says it's being flooded, and this is where it gets a little interesting because they take a little mindset of how politics work, because some people are saying those are fake news. They're not telling us everything. Some people are saying, well, what else can we trust if not the news? And some people are just saying, let's just see what happens. Let's just walk, and by what we see, we can judge ourselves, right? So you get these spectrums that very much exist in our community and our society today, where people don't know if they should trust or should judge more or what the news, right? It also gets political in the whole sense that there's people that want to do certain things for their benefits, and they want to achieve goals because of whatever reason, right? Now, it finally becomes to a survival method where they're walking and they're trying to figure out where's the best place to go, west or east, and this is where they divide into two different groups. The group that we're following, it's the family, the mother, the father, and the two kids. And then there's this guy who seems to be kind of famous, internet famous, who lost his mother. And then I believe another girl who is looking for her grandma. They go one side. The other people go to the other side because they're trying to look for a convenience store or whatever where they can just kind of land on and get food and just survive the days or weeks that will last from people arriving and saving them, right? Okay, this is where I will say, if you don't want anything to be spoiled, get off this video at this point, because the second episode, it basically is them walking and they find this area where the crops are being I guess grown, but there's a warning sign saying that they cannot take these. I think they're like yams. So I'm just gonna call them yams. They're not yams, but it's a specific, I guess, fruit of Japan. So let's just say they're yams. They're not supposed to get the yams, right? They're not supposed to dig or anything. They're supposed to respect the area. Now, obviously, Japan is in chaos. Everything's broken. People are trying to survive. So family decides, let's just take them. It's fine. No one's gonna arrest us. Let's just take them, right? The tragedy of this episode is that at the end of the episode, the daughter finds signs why it says warning, don't do this, and that's because it's saying don't dig. There is pipelines crossing through this area, and the dad hits one and it explodes, and that is the end of the second episode. We don't see if he survived. We don't see if he died completely. That's just the end of that episode, and it broke me because the dad was the one character that seemed to really help out the family a lot. I mean, the mom is very strong too. She was very positive as well, but the dad was also extremely positive. And at the end of the episode, they just kind of they show a flashback of the little girl talking to her dad how she loves this fruit and how she enjoys how her dad cooks it for her. And it's like, I don't cook it, I just give it to you. And he's like, well, I'm going to marry you, Dad, so I can eat this every day. And it just breaks my heart because that, I think, as a parent myself, is a fear of mine, to leave my daughters before they've fully grown, before they fully develop, before they become human beings, to be honest. Like, and by that I mean like full grown up adults helping society. And if I leave before then, I don't know what they would do. And it just breaks my heart to see that scene. To other people, maybe they didn't care much, but to me, it was very, very emotional and definitely touched my heart. So, anyways, guys, out of 10, I'm gonna give this one a I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna give this one. I think a 9 out of 10. I think it deserves it. To be honest, we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe I'm being over generous, and this anime team maybe ends up being not so good, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button if you guys don't mind, and you'll be notified when I go live and upload videos. Comment, like, and share, guys, and I do appreciate all those newcomers. Welcome yourself if you haven't done so in the comment section. And like always, guys, don't be strangers. See you guys.